just a brief resumption, folks. One of the horses got massively spooked, and it spooked all of the other horses. They absolutely went crazy. They're just trying to put them back into position now. I don't know what it was actually. No, there were no sounds, nothing happened here. One of the horses really got spooked and dashed across the parade ground, taking about 4 or 5 others with him. Honestly thought one of the troopers was going to be thrown for a second. But fortunately not. Okay, all is well. We're just here behind the general, everybody, who's inspecting this lifeguard trooper. Love how well the troopers handled that actually. I really thought one of them was going to get thrown. That was extraordinary how quickly it all kicked off. This is the horse that's been very restless all morning actually. We did learn the name of this horse earlier, but I've forgotten already. Apologies, guys. Okay, hopefully the music will settle down. I've actually got a hood on now, guys, as well as a cap. Keep myself dry. We're super close to the proceedings. Here we are. Now, the Army press lady very kindly said that the fellow on the right is from the Dragoons. And again, generally in front. Everyone on their best behaviour today. This is as soon as it gets, I think, actually. I'm trying to think if there's a higher rank. Is general the highest rank in the British Army?
That's fine. The general's the highest rank here.
Okay, thank you. Field Marshal, actually, guys, is of course higher. However, I believe that Field Marshal, there hasn't been a new Field Marshal appointed in something over a decade. I can't even remember who I remember Field Marshal Lord Bramwell, but the Field Marshal was largely an honorary title. I do remember reading about that recently. HCAV lifeguard number 2 uniform is an extraordinary thing, isn't it? Okay, music seems to have settled the horses down. Naughty horse, the one right in front of us, hopefully is now going to stay in position. The thing is, every other horse here was really calm until that one horse lost it. Yeah. There's a small medical helicopter overhead as well, so that's to set them off. Blues horse this time, and it is quite drizzly. I'm actually quite surprised myself the horses are this relaxed. I don't know which beauty this is, but he doesn't want to settle. Still got some smiles. Some of the troopers are still smiling as they're being inspected. Great thing to see, actually, given how much stress they've been under in the last few days preparing for this. And the corporal majors now come over to this side under the arch. It's starting to really pour down. All that work, guys, on the leather, particularly on the leather, which was even wrapped in cellophane. I guess the upside is once the judging process is finished, the troopers are not going over for kingsguard, obviously. So I mean, they are going to go back to the stables. And I dare say they're delighted about that, considering this mushy weather. I'm going to hope that in this part, and this is part 2, guys, you'll see a link below this video to part 1. I have no idea how long this part will last, but I'll leave the camera rolling because we have no idea what's going to happen after the horses had a little bit of a moment just now. That rain really starts to chuck it down. I'm not sure what they're going to do, to be honest. Would they then move the inspection inside, or would they continue out here? Bear in mind the officers who are inspecting with paper sheets and pens. Eesh. I wonder if they might do the second half inside. The lifeguard horses are the ones that are being a bit restless today, much more than the blues. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I wonder if they might move it to inside, sort of testing the rain, aren't they? I think they're going to move it inside. They're going to move inside the rest of it. It's such bad luck, all that work for the rain. I think there's sort of a certain point. I mean, obviously, if it's absolutely chucking down, there'll be no option of them to move inside. The officers are already soaking wet.
Judges, you now have 1 minute to check scores.
We're still debating whether to move it inside or not. See how heavy the rain is on the general's cap. Just no GSM Stokes over here, in fact. Blues course going around again.
Judges, can I ask you now to please move to your next competitor?
Doing that 4 seasons in 1 day thing again here in London today, everybody. Sun isn't out, but the rain's again stopped briefly. It's just like, what?
Judges, you now have 1 minute to meet the bios.
Bringing along slightly, guys, to a slightly higher spot, hoping that that might help a little bit with the light on the steps here. I think that's a little bit better. Notice that the sun is desperately trying to break through in the park just behind. People have asked before, when are the horses exercised? Where are the horses exercised? Just beyond the wall, you can see one of those massive Oakley horse boxes. This is obviously the home barracks of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment here in Knightsbridge. Hyde Park Barracks is called. This is where the horses leave every morning. They don't go over in the trailer, in the horse box. They're ridden over by the troopers in the morning when they're going over to kingsguard duty at horseguards. Now, the point about where the horses exercise and how often, daily, okay? You can see just beyond the gate over there, the tree line. That tree line is Hyde Park. In other words, it is quite literally a moment. There is a road, a single road between the Barracks wall and Hyde Park. It's that close. And there is a place in Hyde Park called Rotten Row. That's where they run the horses. They really gallop them hard along Rotten Row. It's like a dirt track with a sand covering. And if any of you haven't seen that, or visitors to London that would like to see that, that's where you should be. Times vary, and I don't think I should really sort of make mention of explicitly when they're exercised, but let's just say they're exercised on a daily basis over there in Hyde Park. Horses at this end haven't moved. One of them has played up at all, even for a moment. Especially Monty. We know that Monty might well end up being the winner, folks. I personally, I'm a tiny bit biased. You know I'd love it if the Blues and Royals took it this year. Hopefully we will find out this morning who in fact does get nominated. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic, especially as we know some of the troopers here very well from our journeys and vlogs at horseguards. But Monty, I think probably, I know it's controversial, but he's probably one of the best loved and certainly the best known horses in the entire household cavalry, not just in the Blues. He's a massive, beautiful horse. We've seen him many times on junior horse guards. Fingers crossed for Monty, and the trooper. I've now got most of the side to myself. The other group, I'm the only non-press person here, interestingly. The rest are PA, BBC, Guardian, Army Media and stuff. So at the moment I'm able to speak freely because I'm a little bit further away from everyone else. Not super far away. I'm not breaking the rules here, but you know, I occasionally like to bend them a little teeny bit. So glad it's not raining. I think now we're going to be good. It did say from around 11 AM this morning the sun should come out. And you know what? They deserve it. I'm also thinking actually, as last year was a lifeguard winner, a lady lifeguard trooper won the competition last year. It would be rather nice, wouldn't it, if it were a Blues, whether it's this lady trooper we're looking at the moment, or indeed the gent trooper that we're looking at, who's now being inspected by the general. Many of you have mentioned about whether or not we should see the Union flag flying more in London. I personally think it should be flown at Horse Guards permanently. Why? It is a British military barracks after all, but notice here at Hyde Park Barracks, the home of the household cavalry, there is a permanent Union flag flying, as indeed it should be. Nothing wrong with guest flags, and we've seen, I mean, even there's been a Ukrainian flag on Whitehall for a long time. We had the South Korean flag when we had the visit. We've had many flags, but personally I'm of the opinion that yes, it would be wonderful to see a Union flag permanently flying at Horse Guards. I'm quite liking actually the fact that it's now completely stopped raining. We're getting some glorious light. The light, people, alas, is not as ideal as I would have liked it. The other side of the courtyard is the money shot. As you can see, no one is walking along the back behind the horses. They're trying to keep most of us on this side. This is where the officers, for example, and they just got the major up there on the balcony. This is where the officers are sort of watching over what's going on here, surveying the proceedings. Quite romantic though, actually, and quite lovely with the light. Now the ground is wet. So it's not all bad when it rains, I guess.
Judges, you now have 1 minute to check scores and move on to a left encounter.
I was going to try and spy on his score sheet, guys, and we could get a heads up about who's in the lead, but you know what? I'm not that cheeky. Plus, I wouldn't want to spoil it. Wouldn't be fair with it. Yeah. A lot happening now, actually. Everybody seems a lot happy now that the rain has stopped. I will ask actually the Army Press Officer who the chap is from the Navy. This we've got a naval officer here. German military attaché closest to me. British naval officer to his right. I should try and find out who it is.
Judges, you're allowed to move on to your next competitor.
Now we know I'm not particularly au fait with naval or air force ranks. We see in fact so little of the Navy and indeed the Air Force in central London. Gosh, the General has a lot of medals. I'm going to go upstairs, guys, where the other people are filming from. This is the view the officers typically have over the parade ground. The General's on horse number 5, so he's about to move on to horse number 6, which means he'll be at the halfway point. And then the second I stop filming, the horses are going to have an absolute epic moment again, like last time. I'm reluctant to pause it, but then again, I'll see in a moment if it's possible to get up super close to any of the horses or the troopers whilst they're being inspected. I don't know at the moment if that's possible, but if you don't ask, you don't get. Am I right, folks? Pretty much. He's gesturing to the trooper to sit a little bit more upright. Let's see. Oh, had a quick word. I don't know what he said. He had a word as he walked past. Okay, perfect timing there. I think the band are about to strike up again. Remember there actually, I just realised rather that it's going to copyright strike the video because of the band playing. It doesn't actually matter. Sure, looking up at the officers that are inspecting from the balcony behold, the raised level I was at a moment ago, I think looking across 1, 2, 3, 4, in fact two majors and 2 captains. I'm guessing one of each from each of the 2 regiments. down here on the ground, Corporal Major, I've heard mentioned several times. I don't know if all of these fellows, Corporal Major, the chap, the taller chap with the overcoat, cloak. I can't quite see actually whether there's a third pip hiding under the lapels. He's either lieutenant or lieutenant, apologies. That classic slip up I always make. Either lieutenant or a captain. But he seems rather happy. I think actually there's a captain. I think the third pip is hidden under his lapel. Also trying to remember, folks. The trousers. Blues and Royals. Yeah, they're all Blues and Royals. Everyone we're looking at on this side. Actually, that's good. They're all Blues and Royals. I'm wondering why there were no lifeguards here. Wait. And the officers behind me, it looks like everyone is a Blues and Royals. Going by the trousers. Yeah, Captain standing behind me is definitely the Blues. He was my gracious guide this morning. It's so interesting to hear the conversation that the trooper is having with the officers that are conducting the inspection.
Yeah, no, it should be released later on to Parliament. Judges, you know, 4 minutes, check scores.
Halfway point is when the general heads to the horse at the end here. That'll be horse number 6. Then they've got the second row at the back. It's a very chilly morning actually. I'm genuinely surprised that got a lot of smiles from hardy folks. Let me see if I can find out about the naval officer folks from the Army Press Lady. Oh, wonderful. Can I ask you, do you know the naval fellow? You've got one chap from the Navy as well.
Yes.
I know nothing about... Oh, naval captain. Okay, wonderful, thank you. Naval captain. I'm learning a lot this morning, like a lot this morning, about the ranks and so on. Okay, so naval captain and a general as well. Lots of majors, lots of captains, lots of lieutenants. And as you heard, in around 15-20 minutes, they will bring the horses around in front. We will go up onto the balcony area. This is the area behind. I'll be up there shortly when they bring the horses around. I don't know exactly what's going to happen after that. But then again, I haven't known what's going to happen from the moment I arrived at the barracks this morning. So it's been a very steep learning curve. I think you can tell from my enthusiasm, it's been remarkably, to me personally, remarkably interesting, fascinating. I go as far as say fascinating, and quite appropriate as well that as the Blues were heading out this morning, we saw one of our very familiar corporals of horse leading the Blues over as kingsguard to horseguards. And the good news is the Blues that we did see on the parade ground this morning, getting ready to head over, we'll see them tomorrow. Obviously I will not be at horseguards today because I'm here, but I will, of course, it being Saturday, be over at horseguards tomorrow, as ever. Any of you that have found this video, folks, here on London City Walks, this is part 2. Part 1, earlier here at the barracks, we saw a lot of prep work. We were in the stables, Blues and Royal stables up on the second floor, lifeguard stables at the lower level. We also, for the first time ever, met and got the names of some spectacular drum horses. 20 hands, guys, plus. And if you haven't seen part 1, do not miss it. Okay, it was a remarkable thing. Just when I thought I'd seen all of it, and nothing would surprise and shock me in a real positive way, boom, that happens. I've just spotted actually a lifeguard, finally, noticing that almost everyone here, officers and NCOs, are Blues and Royals. Chap that's inspecting the horse right here in front of me now, he's a lifeguard. And the chap just with the army photographer over here, he's also a lifeguard. He's the fellow we're looking at now is a corporal of horse, lifeguard corporal of horse. Before anybody says no, he's not, he's a sergeant. The rank of sergeant doesn't exist in the household cavalry, folks. He is a corporal of horse. The officer here, who is a captain, this lady officer, she's a Blues and Royals captain. Oh, folks, I've just realised something. Actually, penny has dropped. This is I knew there was a lady captain in the Blues and Royals, but I was told before that she was based down at Bulford. She's clearly not in Bulford today. She's up here in London, because we've never yet, although it's only a matter of time, seen an end of day inspection or 4 o'clock inspection over at horseguards by a lady Blues and Royals captain. I've seen it a couple of times with female captains from the lifeguards. So this, in fact, is the sole lady Blues and Royals captain. Gosh. Looking very stern, in fact, inspecting one of her own men, of course. The trooper we're looking at now being a Blues and Royals. Yep, 3 pips, definitely a captain. GSM Stokes in the middle here inspecting the lifeguard trooper. I'm very curious as well, actually. I will try and find out. So we know we had a naval captain, somebody from the Dragoons, general, who the other officers are here. The fellow here, for example, Scottish, I'm guessing. I wonder why. And also, in fact, the other female officer, senior officer that's at the back, should have asked who she was as well, actually. There wasn't a list sent out of the personnel that are doing the inspection. It just said 3 generals, the German defense attaché, and etc., but without giving further details, or indeed, of course, the names of the officers. Oh, doing the Lambeth Walk they're playing now. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Cody on the Ritz. Definitely need to brush up on my military band repertoire, folks. There's actually GSM Stokes. He being, oh god, here we go, controversial moment. I can't remember if he's Coldstream or Grenadier. Sorry people, I do know, but it's just, those two, I always get them muddled up every single time. Actually, I'll try and find out, as well as the lady officer as well. Actually, let me ask. Can I ask GSM Stokes, Coldstream or Grenadier? Remember, Coldstream. I always forget, thank you. Coldstream. Okay, so I was close, guys. It was a 50-50. It's Coldstream. Coldstream Guards. I should have known that.
Judges, now it's time to move on to the next competitor.
Right, this is the point they've reached the halfway mark, guys. The general's now inspected horse number 7 of the 12 that are here. I'm going to pause this and resume it when they finish the inspection, unless of course something kicks off again, and I'll resume it. But I'll be back when they bring the horses around, when we'll be behind on the balcony, watching up close as each of these 12 beauties with the troopers hopefully go right past. And notice the sun is just starting to peek its little cheeky head out. So fingers crossed for that, people. Back shortly. Now we are back, briefly at least, folks. Light is massively improved, as you can see. But having just spoken with one of the officers here, I can confirm that the officer, the senior lady officer on the inspection today, is a full colonel. His words. I don't know any more than that, but yeah, a colonel. How's about that? So I knew the general was very senior, but a colonel. Super. I just found that lady's a colonel, apparently. I had no idea. British Army, I guess, yeah. Folks, just heading up onto the balcony. Let me zoom out and I'll be back again in just a moment. Folks, we are back. They finished. The judges have finished. It took a long time. It was an hour plus, in fact. And I hadn't noticed when I... Was it an hour? Was that long? Oh, good lord.
5 minute slots, it all adds up to
I was thinking that was an awfully long inspection, wasn't it?
12 of them.
Dozen horses.
5 minute inspection, they get for each one to read the fire.
Yeah.
So it's long.
It's amazing none of the horses decided to run off for a while, eh? Extraordinary. I didn't notice to begin with, everybody. We got some very, very famous faces here. They were at the back, so we missed it. A very, very popular lifeguard trooper. I hadn't noticed was here. He's right here, in front of us. It's a pity we didn't see him going through the prep. I'm going to be a bit biased now, folks. Yeah, is it going to be a lifeguard that wins or Blues and Royals? I don't know, but as you can see, 2 different regiments, but at the same time, a brother regiment. Blues and Royals, the lifeguards, under the umbrella of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. Yeah, we were surprised actually. I didn't realise it was over an hour for the judges to inspect all 12 of the troopers and the horses, plus adding in a minute as well as the 5-minute inspection. Goodness me. These horses have been exceedingly well behaved today. They really have been amazingly well behaved. Considering that we had wind, we had rain, we had some sunshine, and a lot of drizzle, an awful lot of drizzle. But glorious beauties, eh, folks? Look at them all. I would love to be able to tell you, folks, which 12 horses we've got here, but without going very, very close, which I probably shouldn't do, and also pulling out the list. I couldn't do it from memory, sadly. What a rare privilege, though, folks, to be up this close to the horses. Oh, chain, trying to fix the chain here. So he's kicking off a teeny bit. Captain's got in the hand. Super chilly. Also probably jigging themselves around to keep warm. There are no super or other than Monty, who is fourth from the right, apologies. There are no other horses that I immediately recognise. What do you think, folks? Anyone recognise? Anyone want to throw a name or two into the comments? actually sure. One second, let me put my hood on. Very chilly here actually now. I'm not sure, they're lining up now, horses are lining up, where they're going to go next. Whether they're going back to the stables or something else is going to happen. There's been the best thing about today, I haven't had a clue what's going to happen next. Okay, the bigwigs are back, everybody. The generals and colonels and majors and attachés, who were the judges of the competition. They're over there on the right, lined up. I don't know what happens next. I guess we're about to find out. Oh. Now, more horses? What's coming in? Okay, somebody get them in. What's coming in? I don't actually know, folks, what's happening next. Which makes it all the more enjoyable. That element of anticipation. The most senior officer here today is the fellow there, the general, who we saw a bit earlier on inspecting the horses. Let me get myself over into the middle, folks, right into the centre. There we are. Images and pictures of the judges on the horses. A dozen horses. If I can get the whole lot in clearly, easier said than done. Actually, I think I could. Yep, I've got them all, folks. Just.
So, Mark, can I get everybody just to shuffle bodies to your right, please? Okay, sorry, cancel, apologies.
I'm just going to do for the group shots, etc., for army PR material, and also, of course, for HCAV publicity material. Rare privilege, folks, to be able to see this. Behind the scenes at Hyde Park Barracks this morning. And again, folks, if any of you didn't see part one, we got some remarkable footage with the drum horses and the troopers prepping in the stable area for today's Elizabeth Cup.
Major split either side. So then two that side.
Gosh, it's just about going to fit actually, just enough space. Now, I don't know everybody, and I don't know the rank of everybody that we're looking at, but from the right, you can see Corporal Major. Not sure about the second to the right, third to the right, Blues and Royals Captain.
So, as Mark's going to just ask everybody to turn head and eyes towards this lens, please. I'll count you in, I'll take 3 shots. 3, 2, 1. Same again. 3, 2, 1. And one more for safety. 3, 2, 1.
And please wait where we are, we've got a couple more people as well.
Remarkable.
No, fair enough. Judges, just come forward a little bit, turn around, that's what you've done. The commanding officer is just going to address the troops on your behalf. Say well done. Yeah,
Who's going to win, folks? I know a lot of you will have your favourites, not just among the horses, but among the troopers, and indeed among the regiment, the 2 different regiments. I'm on the fence now, actually. I know 2 of the troopers very well out of the 12 in front of us. One in each regiment. So, I really don't know which one, actually. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't know which one I would pick. definitely been able to pull out some of the ranks. The chap on the left of the frame is a major. The gracious captain that I met today is second, army photographer. Hopefully we managed to squeeze everybody into the frame, the video frame. Fingers crossed. But they're done, everybody. What a remarkable experience it's been to see the troopers this morning, all looking thoroughly splendid. No, sorry, ignore me. It's okay, it's okay.
Good now, yeah? Are we done with them? Troops, you use one of these. No one need anything else? Want photos? Individual photos? Yeah? Have you got, where's Trussell? Yeah, that's here. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, okay.
Let's go along the line, folks, if we can recognise some of the troopers and maybe a horse or two if we're really lucky. Oh, wait. Massive Monty right there. Good lord. Lots and lots and lots of troopers coming up. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Thank you. Let me go over to the entry. That way we'll get to see everybody as they ride back into the stables. Oh, wait, regimental dog. Hold on, who's this? That's the Major's dog. This, everybody, you've wondered before how they do it. This is how they do it. Notice how many troopers there are coming out to assist their colleague. You see the pressure's off now, much more relaxed here. Everyone is super chill, etc. Here we go. Some handsome devils here.
With a helmet though.
Magnificent, really. Oh, 1 second, one horse is just let you know what. I want breakfast. It was fun, but I want breakfast. Helmets, plumes.
I'll chuck these on the mountain block.
Oh, hold on. Now the horses know formal time is over. That was a lot of standing still, wasn't it, for a long time. They were still for just over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. Awful long time, even for these horses on the parade ground. Don't forget about horse guards, it's an hour, and even that sometimes we see them getting a little bit restless. Being careful, horses are all over the place, and obviously I don't want to stand behind a horse just in case. Horses are being taken up, those horses are taken up to the Blues and Royals stables, although that horse, the horses from, oh actually they're taking two down. Two are going down to the lifeguard stables just to the left. Blues and Royals obviously here. Horse was going to kick off, I thought, for a moment. Goodbye horses. Magnificent Monty. Amazing. Monty's the finest looking horse here for sure. I'm sure this horse is not wanting to play ball at all. Yep, understood, thank you. Okay, dismount happening at this end, guys. We are going to the other end. Yep, horse is getting a little bit Yeah, look, see, too many people. All good though. None of the horses really kicked off. No, none of the riders were thrown, etc. It went off very, very well today. Looking splendid. Everybody looking absolutely magnificent today. Big deal for all of these guys. You see how much prep work went in, folks. If you're not aware of it, watch part 1 from this morning.
No, it's fine.
Extraordinary attention to detail. Trooper here is being interviewed by the Press Association.
I think that's the challenging part when you get everyone together and trying to put good kit on and trying to trust other people to do that for you. Because we don't put the horse kit by ourselves, we rely on our troop. So I think it comes to trust, trusting your fellow soldiers, fellow friends to help you do that and achieve that. When the rain came down, I thought, yep, we're going in the school, and you get scared because a lot of people adjust their boots so they put it's kind of like a floor cleaner. It makes it very shiny, and it reacts to the rain, it makes it blue, and naturally everyone just in the last minute think, oh my lord, I'm going to have blue boots, I'm going to look like a smurf when I come on, I'm going to be like, they're supposed to be black, yes sir, yes of course, you know. But that's definitely the boring part. When it rains, it's naturally now. I mean, since I've come back into Whitefall, this now and make sure there's no rust comes on because this is very reactive to the water. That's why we don't, when we dismount, we don't put our swords back in because they'll immediately start to rust or have water marks. So when it rains, everyone's having a bad day. You can see when it's the sun, we're all riding nice high up. As soon as it rains, we're riding low, and it's a lot of work.
Today's quite a proud day, good day.
Yeah.
What's been your proudest moment?
I'd say my proudest moment has been actually just being on parade, being able to talk to everyone and just hearing their comments, because naturally they've seen 12 people that have put in all that effort, and to hear compliments from them saying, yeah, that's a fantastic piece of kit or what you've done. It's a very good assurance to yourself going, yeah, it's good to know that I put maybe that bit of extra effort compared to the others. If they're giving you that sort of compliments, you think this might actually be worth it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, lastly, saying kind of helps.
Yes.
How does it affect the rivalry?
There is a good competition naturally, but at the end of the day, we're all the same regiment, we all do the same job, and that's what it's about. We all like to think as part of a small group, but the bigger picture always happens. Then we think about our troop, then we think about our squadron, then we think about our regiment. So it starts small and then it slowly builds up. And really, that we have that sort of banter or that competition of blues versus left guards. At the end of the day, we're all in it together. We're all doing the same job. We all know exactly how we're going through it. So at the end of the day, we all support each other. But afterwards, we then start taking the piss out of each other.
Right, we'll leave you to go get changed, but thank you very much. Watch your sponge out your helmet there.
Amazing. What a lovely chap, eh? And just explain there, as you all heard very clearly, that yes, there are two different regiments, but at the end of the day, they are one and the same, whether in the Lifeguards, as the trooper is here, or in the Blues and Royals. Lovely fellow, actually. Very kind of him to explain that.
Thank you, sir.
Magnificent.
Cool. We're going to collect all the stuff.
I will be back shortly, folks. Bye for now.